Hey guys, how's it going? 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 Guys. Hey guys. Hey guys. Hey guys. That was great.
Who are you?
SCOTT DEVINE.
How old are you?
41 last week.
Yeah. What are you?
Human male. I transfer the knowledge in my brain into a video lens, and that gets transmitted into the brains of other humans that want to learn the bass. And
There's more.
there's more. And I run a online music school as well. I tried to get in Leeds College of Music. I tried to get in Leeds. I moved to Leeds to go to Leeds College of Music. I moved and they said no. I dropped out of school when I was 16. Was pretty crap at school, and ended up getting an apprentice luthiership, which is a posh way of saying ended up making basses.
Right.
For a guy called Chris May, who had a company called Overwater. He had a background of working with all of these guys that were working in the West End. He was building instruments for them. And I was like, holy crap, you know, you can start businesses and stuff, and then you can do stuff, and like you can actually be a musician for a job. This is the worst moment of my life. When I got on the ships, I didn't know what I was doing. The only reason I got in the ships in the first place, I went to the audition, and the guy was like, okay, should we do a bossa? What's a bossa? He was like, okay, we won't do a bossa. Okay, let's do All the Things You Are. The what? All the Things You What? And he's like, it's a swing. Oh, okay. I didn't know what I was doing. And he was like, yeah, pack your case up. As he should have been, you know, I'd just gone to this audition and couldn't play. And I got in the car and I was driving back up home, and I was like, and I felt really horrible actually. I can remember that journey. I was like, and then I got home and the phone rang, and it was the guy that had basically chucked me out, and he was like, "You leave in 2 weeks." I was like, "What? We can't get anybody else to leave because it was 6 months away. You can't get anybody." I mean, there's not many people that you'd be like, oh, by the way, can you leave everything about your life right now and go in 2 weeks' time? Nobody can do that. Yeah. So they had to take me. Such a great experience, because we did 5 sets a night with one or two nights off in that 7 months. It was like full on. And the first 2 sets were jazz, and I didn't know any jazz tunes when I got on there. I didn't know how to play walking bass lines. So I got on there, and the keys player was like, you have to learn how to play walking bass, or you're going to get sent home. And I was like, what do you think? How can I learn walking bass lines? He was like, just go and buy lots of jazz albums and try and figure out what they're doing. So I can remember like landing in sort of like Italy or something, like going into this record store. There's no internet. Yeah. You know, I'm like in this record store, and I'm like buying albums based on the front cover. I'm like, this looks pretty cool. I'll buy that. You know, I'm in the jazz section, and then just figured it out in like a few weeks. Got sort of like the lead sheets, listened to those guys playing it. It was like, oh, right, okay, they're just playing, like, you know, the chords. And then I got off the ship in 7 months and I could play. It was the best music college I could have gone to. I was playing like full-time professionally up until I was about 30 years old, and then I had a hand injury, so I couldn't play for 6 months. And I had like a mortgage and, you know, the whole thing, wife, and no job, essentially. Like, went to the doctors, and the doctor was like, do you do anything else? I was like, no. And he was like, yeah. I'd never been on the internet at this point. I'd never been on the internet. So I went around to the local internet cafe, which is about 2 miles from here, and had to ask the woman, I was like, how do I get on the internet? And she was like, W, like, this is Google. this is a search bar. I was like, well, this is amazing. So I'm like on YouTube. I was like, oh, I wonder if anybody's teaching bass on here. So I like went on, and there was hardly anybody teaching bass. And I was like, oh, I could do that. And then I could do Skype lessons because I could manage to play for about 10 to 15 minutes. And I thought, well, I could do that. I'll be able to teach people via Skype. So I started putting videos up on YouTube. And ultimately, it just started, selfishly, people were like, wow, these are really great. And I was like, made me feel great because I wasn't playing that much because I had to take the 6 months off. And I was like, wow, I should do more of this. I can remember going to one video every 2 weeks. And that was like a big deal for me. I was like, whoa, can I commit to this? One video every 2 weeks. And then at that point, I was watching a bass player who I was into at the time. And one of the videos that he'd liked was how to start an online business. And essentially I watched that video, I was like, might be able to apply that to bass. And then just went down that rabbit hole, and fast forward like 8 years, we've got 11,000 students in our enrolled, and 700,000 subscribers on YouTube and all that.
If I could rewind time to that moment, they were like, you can choose now whether you're going to get focal dystonia and have 2 years of pretty intense stress because when I started SBL, it wasn't like I started it and it was like, oh, this is amazing, this is going to work. It was actually sort of 18 months to 2 years of this might be the worst idea ever. I've been doing it maybe 18 months, and Lisa definitely said a handful of times, how long are you going to keep on doing this until you actually stop doing it? Because I was killing myself. I was like 12 hours a day minimum. And I was earning no money, no money. I did it sort of flat out for 12 months and earned less than $500. So I was trying to do this Skype teaching thing, and I was building my email list and stuff like that. And this guy, who is a really fantastic online business guy, emails me out of the blue and he's like, you give me a bass lesson, I'll give you a business lesson. I'm like, all right, yeah. He was like, dude, you don't want to sell your time for money.
Yeah.
He said, because you'll only make enough to live from, so you should create a digital product and sell that instead.
Music is free.
Yeah.
That's the first thing to sort of if people haven't cottoned on. Do you know what I mean? If they're living in a cave and they're hoping that, it's going to change, it's not, music's free now. So you've got to monetize it in different ways. So what I'd actually say is it depends if you're an artist or a band. You need to get really great and try not to look at what you're going to get out of it. Try and forget about that and just sort of suspend that, worry. Build an online brand. And then off the back of that, you can do various things and various things will come into your life, And this is obviously playing aside, be a good player. But in terms of, being a brand, you need a website, you need a Facebook page, you need to be on Instagram. Choose one channel, choose one of them channels and just go all in and provide value and upload content really regularly. Don't try and reinvent the wheel. There's way too many people that are trying to reinvent the wheel. You can be creative, but not when you're just getting started. Just model somebody else. Find somebody else that's killing it. R&D, rip off and duplicate. Okay, find somebody else that's killing it and just do what they're doing. Because I think that a lot of musicians, it's a paradox of choice, isn't it? They just end up too many choices. Which channel should I go on? YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Doesn't matter, just choose one. Okay. Well, how many times should I upload? Find somebody that's crushing it and upload it the same amount of time as them. What type of content should I create? Doesn't matter. Find somebody else that's doing it and model it. What type of camera should I buy? Do it on your iPhone or find somebody else that's doing it. Whatever. Do you know what I mean? Because the details are really attractive because you can get and search on the internet about all of that stuff, and we all love searching. We all love scrolling. Do you know what I mean? We actually don't, for whatever reason, like doing stuff. Actually making videos. Yeah. So yeah. Right. Stop bullshitting yourself and crack on, basically.
Right, we're doing it.
Internet hate. Oh man, I've got a lot of internet hate. Yeah, I think it just comes with the territory. So, So for the most part, I don't read any of it because there's no point. Can you remember the first time that you realised that everybody doesn't like you in the world? That's a thing. I can remember as a kid. I don't know how old I was, maybe 11 or 12. And I can remember sort of like realizing this person didn't like me for no reason.
Right.
They were just like, I don't like, they didn't say that, but I can remember it being shocking to me. I was like, how can they not like me?
Yeah.
I'm like,
Celebration.
I'm cool, you know. Same thing with online. I can remember the first negative comment I got, and I was like, what? This is insane. Like, I'm like worrying about it all night and stuff like that. Like, people put horrible comments, and the bigger that you get, the more people are going to bitch. I'm sure that it's probably sort of like a percentage. I'm sure that when you've got 10,000 people that are sort of like, you know, following your stuff, maybe you've got 10,000 subscribers or something on YouTube, that like 1% of that, you know, are going to bitch about you, right? Well, when you get 700,000 people, that 1% is a lot bigger. So, you know, they're just more vocal in the comments. For me, all of the comments on Instagram or Facebook and YouTube, I just ignore. But it's when it goes on like a forum, like there's a couple of forums on online. When it's in a forum, their names there and stuff like that, and it's like, I find that a little more personal. I think most of the time, when it goes on in forums, that's what's happening. They just sort of like don't see you as a normal person. Well, do you know, like TV is like celebrity fame. It's like they're on TV and they are, and I think it's sort of like built into our history. It's like this, they're like celebrities, they're on, you know, whereas like social celebrities, for lack of a better term, Instagram, YouTube, stuff like that. Social celebrities are an extension of your friend group almost. In general, they haven't got a team or anything like that. It's probably them and maybe a friend running it. So they feel completely different about it. So when I've been in situations like I'll go to a music show, like people will come up to me and they'll talk to me like I am their next door neighbour. Like, hey, Scott, how's it going, man? What have you been up to? I'm like, yeah, I'm wicked. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, and I don't mind it. Like, it's actually
that's just me you're talking to.
Pretty, it's pretty intense sometimes. But yeah, they are very different. Social celebrity is completely different to TV celebrity.
Okay, man.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's
all I want out of you.
Great question.
It's good, right?
Yeah,
it was a good little chat about that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Right.
Hopefully you get something good out of it, mate. To you, Dan.
I don't care. Whoever.
See you later, guys.